It's time for Did You Watch It?
How does this show work? We watch what we like, we talk about what we watch, and maybe you'll like what you hear. I'm Liz.
And I'm Neil. Last night we watched episode 11 of The Amazing Race, season 24. The show aired on Sunday, May 11th, 2014. Here's what we thought about it. So before we start talking about the 11th leg of The Amazing Race this week, we have a few announcements.
Super excited!
I'm looking forward to this as well. We've pretty much set up our summer schedule now. In 2 weeks, we will be starting a new show, pretty much right after The Amazing Race is over. We're going to be doing the new Fox show, I Want to Marry Harry.
Yes!
And I have been looking forward to this one for about 6 weeks, ever since I first heard about it.
Okay, so you're already a fan, but neither one of us have seen it.
That's true. But
Okay.
The thing is, the premise is very similar to Joe Millionaire from back in like 2003, 2004.
Okay.
Where they take this guy who is just your regular average Joe, and they make him up to be this prince or this royal heir, and they set him up in a castle, and they teach him how to ride horses, and they give him this wardrobe, and he's got these 12 women that are like interested in, it's kind of bachelor-ish, but with a big ass twist.
Okay, and the twist is...
The twist is that he's not all that he claims to be.
Yes, it's a big put on.
Which I absolutely love, because I absolutely take pleasure in watching the women basically fight for his attention because they think he's something that he really isn't.
So, in this case, you're all for the deception.
I'm for the deception because the producers are not making it anything other than deception.
Ah, everybody's on the same page.
Yes, except for the poor waifs
The unsuspecting bachelorettes.
who are jockeying for his affections.
Yes. All right, it sounds like fun.
The second announcement...
Ooh, there's more?
There's more.
Woot woot.
The second announcement has to do with The Bachelorette. That's starting next Monday.
I'm so excited!
Yes. Now, for those of you who had listened to our recaps of The Bachelor from season 18, you'd probably noticed that it was a very trying and difficult effort for me.
Poor Neil.
It wasn't my cup of tea, but I did everything that I could to make it as entertaining and engaging as possible.
And you did a great job. You were really a trooper, and you kept going, and I appreciate it because I was totally into the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much. I wanted to give it a great shot, but physically, I was incapable of moving on to The Bachelorette.
Yes.
Because typically I don't have that much liquor in my house.
I know. And you're not a giant Andy fan either, so I totally get that.
No, I am especially not an Andy fan because I didn't trust her from day one.
Yes. So, if you want to find out the inside dirt, go back and re-listen to our episodes from The Bachelor, and you'll totally get a picture.
You will totally understand why I can have nothing to do with The Bachelorette.
Yes.
In that spirit, because we didn't want to stop, because the Bachelor franchise is, a very popular one, and it's one of your favorites.
One of my favorites.
Exactly. So what we did was we enlisted the assistance of a very good friend of mine.
Yes.
Her name is Isabel. She is going to be joining the Did You Watch It team.
She is.
And her first show will be The Bachelorette, and she will be co-hosting it with Liz.
I'm super excited.
It was one of those things that, the planets lined up just so, and everything just worked out.
Exactly.
One of the reasons that I'm happy that Isabel is it because she's kind of like Neil Light. She enjoys the show, and she's a fan of the show, and she has experience with the show, so she knows what's going on. But every now and then, it doesn't hurt to inject a little dose of reality.
Yeah.
In the reality, so.
Well, yes. And I will affectionately call her Izzy, as I usually do.
Yes.
So it'll essentially be
Izzy and Lizzie, yes.
Izzy and Lizzie.
On to The Amazing Race. We're down to the final 4.
We are. And I'm not going to do a spoiler alert, but I was really bummed out with the result of this race.
Okay, I think anybody that's been listening, we don't have to go any further. We're done. No, I'm joking. So we traveled to Liverpool, England from Seville, Spain. Dave and Connor had about a half-hour lead on Brendan and Rachel. Mm-hmm. And it was so funny when Brendan and Rachel got their clue. Once again, here's Rachel just heading off into any old direction.
It's so dumb.
You know, it's like, hey, I just need to be moving. We just got to be going somewhere. And it's like, babe.
Rein it in. Don't just go off. You don't know where you're going.
Too funny.
Brendan, stop saying babe.
Yeah.
It's driving me crazy.
Oh my gosh. She also has a very high opinion of her navigation skills.
Why? I don't know.
From the last few episodes, that skill just never manifested itself into something to where I would absolutely attribute it to their team.
Right? I mean, she's not like a star navigator or anything.
No.
It's kind of weird.
She was tired of the other teams, quote, mooching off of all of their amazingness.
Oh, brother, please.
Yeah. Whatever she's taking, she needs to share.
Yes.
Once they arrived in Liverpool, they had to travel to Anfield Stadium, and once they got there, each team had to suit up and score 2 penalty kicks against a professional goalkeeper.
Yes.
Leo and Jamal got there first, and, they were just in heaven.
They were hilarious.
Oh, it was funny, because they are both soccer players themselves.
Yes.
And the idea of being able to play soccer in that stadium, even though there was nobody there, just on the grass. They were like touching and sniffing the grass.
It was
just
an honor. Cute. They were super cute and super animated and excited, and I was kind of excited for them.
Yeah. It was a little touch and go for Jamal because of the knee injury that he had suffered the week before.
Yeah, I was totally feeling his pain.
Yeah, he did manage to grit it out, and they actually finished before any of the other teams got there. Caroline and Jennifer got there. Brendan and Rachel shortly thereafter. Caroline and Jennifer scared me for a second because it looked like they were going to be there all day.
They did, but they were perfecting their art of flirting.
Yes, they were, because that goalkeeper was playing it a little soft for the blonde.
He was, and it was working.
Oh, it worked. Oh, no, not working. It worked.
That was what was so hilarious. I'm like, okay, they're going to go into this, thing again, and then it's going to work again.
Oh, yeah. Props to Caroline and Jennifer for knowing when to turn it on and when to shut it down.
Right, at least they're consistent.
Brendan and Rachel, I think this task kind of affirmed my theory about them as far as difficulty with navigation, but they tend to do the tasks pretty well.
Yeah.
Rachel froze that goalie a couple times.
Well, the funny thing is, because I'm so used to Brenchild not being able to put their money where their mouth is.
Yeah.
When they said the dreaded, "We've had experience with soccer," I thought for sure they were gonna just completely biff it.
Yeah, that they were talking crap.
This was the one time I feel like they totally actually backed it up.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was scary.
And I found that irritating. I was totally irritated.
Dave and Connor, they did their best.
They did their best.
Connor really did his best, but yeah, that boy hasn't seen a soccer ball ever.
Yeah, he was not the best soccer player. But I must say, the wind in the stadium made his hair look fantastic. It was a whole new level of hair montage. Did you catch it?
No, because I'm not looking there.
Ugh.
I'm just saying.
He's so cute.
Leo and Jamal finished first, Brendan and Rachel finished second, Caroline and Jennifer finished third, and Dave and Connor brought up the rear. So once they left the stadium, they then had to go to the I don't know how to pronounce. They had to go to an aqueduct.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, with an elevated stream. It was the roadblock. So one team member had to memorize and recite a verse of Welsh poetry during the 15-minute ferry ride.
And Welsh is not an easy language.
No.
And I didn't realize how difficult it was until we got to this challenge.
It's grape juice. Oh, wait a minute. That's Welch's, not Welsh. Sorry.
Oh, brother.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Boom.
I think my favorite part was watching or listening to Phil do the intro where he was talking about what this whole Welsh poetry thing was. And he was saying it was developed so that they could express emotion. And he was saying it in such a methodical way. Listening to Phil talk about expressing emotion was kind of ironic.
That's funny. That's funny. I totally missed that.
You did? He was like, so... this is the Welsh expression of emotion in poetry.
Very good. I think it was Jennifer that actually did this one.
Yes.
I was rather impressed.
She didn't do bad at all.
The two of them, for whatever reason, these tasks allowed them to excel in different ways.
Yeah.
But they excelled in all of them.
Yeah, they did.
Which was frightening.
What was even more frightening was Brendan was actually good at this.
Yes.
And that pissed me off too.
That pissed me off as well.
Right? They're getting ahead. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah, because he's wearing that stupid hat again.
Yes.
I don't know why he insists on wearing that stupid hat.
Well, because it was so cold and it covered his ears.
I don't care. Find another hat. Brendan and Rachel actually finished first.
Boo.
Yeah, boo. They got there second, they finished first. Caroline and Jennifer got there first, finished second.
Yes, and she was so cute with the Welsh woman, by the way.
Yes, she was.
Totally.
Leo and Jamal got there third and finished third. Jamal was having a rough time with this.
Ooh, yes he was.
But not as rough as Connor.
I was gonna say, and he was not happy.
Not happy at all. But they made it through. Then after the aqueduct, then they had to drive to Bolesworth Estate for the detour.
Yes.
And in this detour, they got to participate in two popular pastimes of the Welsh. They had the choice between shoot it and boot it.
Yes.
In shoot it, the teams were tasked to shoot 16 clay pigeons with a 12-gauge shotgun.
Yeah, I totally would have picked that challenge.
Oh yeah, I would have picked it too. In boot it, they had to choose a pair of rubber boots.
Wellies.
What were they?
Affectionately called wellies.
Wellies, yes, because they're Wellington boots or something like that?
Exactly.
Okay, gotcha. So then they had to fill the boots with water.
Yes.
And then they had to toss them along this course. And it's like they had to throw it as far as they could, and then they marked the place where the boot landed. And then they had to go fill the boots back with water, run back to the marker, and then continue throwing this boot till they got to the finish line.
Yeah, talk about tiring.
Hey, the Welsh know how to party.
And I loved that the whole crowd was following them around and, cheering them on and everything.
During this challenge, we learned a new factoid about Connor. We find out that Connor's an Eagle Scout, and he actually got a merit badge in shotgun shooting.
Of course he did. That's so Connor, because he's too cute.
Then we also got another little factoid about Caroline.
Oh, what was that? I missed that.
You missed that one.
Yeah.
Caroline is actually a descendant of Daniel Boone.
Oh, wait. I do remember her saying it.
And let me tell you, she proved it.
She did. She was really good at this.
She was officially badass.
Yeah, she was picking them off.
Caroline and Jennifer actually finished this task first.
They did. They were rock stars.
Dave and Connor finished second. I guess the merit badge helped.
Yes.
Brendan and Rachel.
Oh, Brendan and Rachel. First of all, nobody can ruin Downton Abbey for me, but with one comment, Rachel just ruined it all. Because she tied herself to one of my favorite shows, and I was like, don't do it.
Oh, no.
It was awful.
I'm sorry. So they get to the task, and there is like a pile of boots on this tarp.
Yes.
But excuse me. There's this pile of wellies.
Wellies.
And the clue said that they had to choose either a size 9 or a size 11 boot.
Yes.
Rachel picked a pair of 10s.
Of course she did.
So they literally fill the boots with water, and they go and they finish the course.
They finished the entire course.
The entire course. The judge picks up the boot, turns it over, and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, you need to do the course over again."
Ooh, that was a good Welsh accent.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And Rachel lost it.
Rachel had a meltdown as only Rachel can have.
Oh, she had the ice cream cone in Palm Springs in August meltdown.
It was awful. Again, I felt sorta bad for her, but at the same time, I was completely irritated by her behavior.
Yeah.
So how can you do both? How can you have compassion yet totally be irritated by someone?
Well, it's kind of like, all right, I hate cats.
This is a great analogy.
Thank you. I hate cats.
Okay, I hate cats too.
I would never, like, if I'm driving and there's a cat in the road, I would never swerve to hit the cat.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't hate cats enough so that I would want them to suffer pain.
To suffer, yeah.
I could never inflict pain on a cat. I could never see a cat suffering. But man, I just don't like cats.
Yes.
A lot.
I know. Okay, so in this instance, I was trying to figure out who I felt more sorry for. Rachel, who was completely losing it, or Brendan, who had to listen to it.
Oh no, I felt sorry for Rachel, because Brendan chose that.
That's right.
Plus, he's wearing that stupid hat. Leo and Jamal, for whatever reason, they just could not get it together as far as the navigation.
Oh, and this is so weird because they have Afghanimal GPS. It's a thing.
They needed a battery.
Ugh.
Brendan and Rachel ended up, even with having to do it twice, they ended up finishing third. Leo and Jamal finally found the place. They were doing shoot it, and they finished fourth.
Yes.
They then had to drive to the pit stop, which was at Peckforton Castle. Caroline and Jennifer had finished a task, and then they were driving out of Bolesworth, but they didn't know exactly where to go. So it's like, okay, do we go right or left?
I know. And not having any directions or any clue as to which direction to go, that is challenging on the last leg.
Yeah. And they're first, and they earned first.
Yes, they did. They totally did.
It wasn't like they smiled and they, sullied up to it.
To the goalie.
I mean, yeah, they got a little help from the goalie, but they still had to do the task, you know? But as far as the shooting went, yeah, Caroline and Jennifer earned that one.
Yeah, they did.
Absolutely. So they had the choice to go right or left. They chose right. When David Connor finished, they saw that the girls went right, so they went left.
Yeah.
Apparently, left was the correct direction to go.
I know.
And I felt kind of bad because I would have liked to have seen Caroline and Jennifer actually win one that they actually did.
I know, and they earned, right?
Yeah.
Through their skill, which they totally did this round.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, Caroline was balling.
She was.
I mean, it was like, woo! I was impressed.
Me too.
Jennifer with the Welsh verse.
Yes.
Caroline with the shotgun.
Exactly.
So Dave and Connor ended up getting to the pit stop first. Caroline and Jennifer righted themselves, got to the pit stop second.
Yes.
It was touch and go between Brendan and Rachel and Leo and Jamal. We have to say goodbye to Leo and Jamal.
I cannot tell you how sad I am over this.
I am very, very sad. It's going to be work watching next week.
And not only did they come in fourth, but they lost out to Brendan and Rachel.
Yeah.
How irritating is that?
It's incredibly irritating. I'm sorry that it happened.
'Cause we love the Afghanimals.
I know. So next week, the final three head to Vegas.
I know, and I should be all excited about this, but I gotta tell you, I'm just not as excited.
Well, you know what? We're going to get excited between now and then.
All right, we're gonna rally.
Because that's what we do.
Exactly.
And hey, it's a David Copperfield sighting.
It is. Afghanimals, we will miss you.
Yeah, I know. We will miss them. Dave and Connor actually deserve to win at this point.
Yeah.
I'm pulling for Dave and Connor, but there's a big part of me that wants Caroline and Jennifer to carry this through.
Right? I would be cool with either one of them.
And I think it has to do more with wanting to see one of the two win than having to see Brendan and Rachel lose. Because while I would love to see Brendan and Rachel lose, I think I would be happier with Caroline and Jennifer coming in first and then Dave and Connor coming in first.
Yeah, me too.
Because Caroline and Jennifer, I mean, they are totally like the long shot.
They are the long shot, but I just appreciate their attitudes. They're so thankful for everything they get to do, and they never let themselves get discouraged. It's really cool.
Exactly. And they were on tune this week.
Oh, Oh, yes! Because the first one they did way back in the beginning was terrible. But this little ditty was beautiful.
And don't forget, immediately after the final leg of The Amazing Race, we continue our dishing ways with The Bachelorette, which starts May 19th on ABC, and I Want to Marry Harry, which starts May 27th on Fox. If you want to relive Andy's journey with Juan Pablo on The Bachelor, or if you're just feeling a little nostalgic, check out our past episodes in the archive. It's going to be a busy summer for us on Did You Watch It? We've got new shows to recap, a new host to break in, and we would love for you to join us for what we feel is going to be an exciting ride.